Hello everyone. Today we will start with Unit 3, reviewing Unit 3. Firstly, 3.1. 3.1 is about keys. What do you mean by keys here? It's a way we used to identify organisms by their features. A way that we used to identify organisms or species by their features. For example, here we have five different insects, five different kind of insects, okay, or five different, let's say, animals here. The question here will be how you can identify each one of these five animals. Firstly, the way it is what? The way it's about asking some questions, and depending on the answer, you can identify the animal. Firstly, here, the first question it says, does it have legs? Okay, now you have two possible choices, either yes or no. Okay, now if the animal doesn't have any legs, no. Okay, so is its body made up of rings? Okay, you will look at this animals. Firstly, how many of these they don't have legs? 1, 2. Okay, so you couldn't identify the animal from the first question. Okay, firstly you had 5 animals, but by just asking one question and getting the answer of this question, these 5 choices, it became 2. Now 1, 2, 2 examples, 2 animals. The second question, is its body made up of rings? Yes or no? Okay, now these 2 examples. Okay, let's say, is its body made up of rings? You will say yes. Okay, which one of these? It's yes. Which one of these 2 animals has rings? So it's this one. So now earthworm. Now if you want to identify, now you can identify earthworm by what? You will say earthworm, its body has rings and does not have legs. Okay, the same thing it's with slug. Okay, no rings. Okay, if you look at the body, there are no rings and also does not have legs. So in general, this way we call it key or keys. Okay, this way we used to identify different organisms by their species, by their features. Now again, this way it's what? To use the key, choose one organism that you want to identify. As we did here at the beginning, we said we want to identify one of these. Okay, so you will choose one of these animals or organisms. Starting at the top of the key, answer the first question, yes or no. Here we had one question, we answered this question. Firstly we said no. Okay, or you can say yes and then follow the other questions, follow the line to the next question and keep going until you have the name of the organism. 3.2, variation. What do you mean by variation here? It's the differences. Okay, variation here. Okay, the differences between individuals within a species are called variation. So let's take an example, us as a human. Okay, species of a human. Us as a human, we have different features. We vary from each other. For example, if we will take an example, let's say skin color. Okay, skin color, all of us, we are human, but it's still we differ from each other by the skin color. Some of people, they have light skin color, others they have dark skin color. So this is what do you mean by variation, the differences between the individuals within a species. Okay, maybe you'll have a question. It says define species. What do you mean by species? It's a group of organisms that share the same features and that can breed together to produce fertile offspring. Species is a group of organisms that share the same features and that can breed together to produce fertile offspring. What do you mean by fertile offspring? We mean by it offsprings that are able to reproduce. Okay. Then species, they have names. Each species has a specific name. The Latin name of species of snail shown in the photograph here, okay, Sepia nemoralis, okay. Why do scientists give species Latin name? Why each species has a Latin name? The answer simply is to identify them, to separate them from the other organisms. So specific name for each species has only one name, a unique name for it. Then what causes variation? Okay, when we took the example and we said us as a human, we differ from each other by example, the skin color. Okay, but why do we differ? Why we differ from each other? Why do we have different skin colors? If it's still all of us, we are a human. Two main causes, two main reasons. The first one, genes. Second one, environment. Genes, firstly, genes are the main reason for having these differences. And the second one, it's the environment. We will take some examples and to show how genes and environment makes these differences. 3.3, inheritance. What do you mean by inheritance? If you look at these three pictures, you will see parent, offspring, parent, offspring, parent, offspring, and so on. But always the offspring, they look like the parents. Elephant looks like this one, giraffe, and cat. Okay, but why always, for example, the small elephant looks like the parent? This is, we call it inheritance. Inheritance, it's what? It's receiving traits or passing of the features from parents to offspring. Passing the traits or passing the features from parents to offspring, this we call it inheritance. Then genes. Genes, what's the function? What are genes? What is the function of genes and where we can find genes? Firstly, what do you mean by genes? Genes are the instructions, okay? Instructions for making you, okay, or why you are in this feature or why you have this features. It's because of the genes that you have. If you look at this family, you will see they share many features. Let's take an example, eyes. Okay, if you will look at the eyes of each one of these members, you will see they have the same, somehow the same eyes. Okay, what makes them have the same shape or maybe colors of eyes? It's the genes. Okay, but what is the relation between this grandfather and this offspring or this grandson? Okay, Genes and environment. In genes and environment here, we have three examples. Okay, gorilla, girl, boy. Okay, now the gorilla cannot speak words. Okay, why? The reason behind this, it's what? She does not have genes to build a brain and vocal cords that produce speech. Okay, but if you will look at these two, this girl and boy, okay, both of them, they can talk, they can speak. Why? The reason behind this, it's what? They have genes that are responsible for making vocal cords, or having vocal cords that it makes them talk. Okay, then another example, it's the environment here. Us, we talk Arabic, Kurdish, English. Okay, so how this it affect on us? Why some of us are able to talk English while the others they can't? Okay, so the reason behind this, it's what? It's the genes. Firstly, genes it makes us able to speak, but the two different or more different languages, it's because of the environment. So here the environment, it affect on this feature. Then more about inheritance. Again, a definition for inheritance, it's what? We said it's the passing of traits, passing of features from parents to offspring. But actually what they mean by this is passing. Okay, we have chromosomes, genes and chromosomes are made of chemical called DNA. As in which part of cell DNA found? Now when we are talking about chromosomes, genes, DNA, okay, where we can find them, in which part of cell the DNA is found? So the answer here, it's nucleus. In nucleus we can find the DNA. Okay, explain the difference between gene and chromosome. Okay, if we will come back to this firstly we call it chromosome. This chromosome, if you will focus on it, you will see it has many stripes or lines, different colors of lines. Okay, what does this lines represent? These lines, it represent the genes. So the difference, or the difference between gene and chromosome, it's what? Chromosomes, each one chromosome, it's made up of thousands of genes. Okay, then passing on genes. Passing on genes. Again, take a look on this picture. Children inherit half of their genes from each of their parents. If you look at this girl, she looks like both parents. Okay, hair, it's like father, eye colors, it's like mother, and some other features. Okay, why this girl? She is sharing these features. Why she didn't get just, for example, features of her mom? Why not only features of her dad? Okay, the reason behind this, it's what? Firstly, here what do we have? We have sperm cell from father, egg cell from mother. Okay, when sperm cell fuse with egg cell, each one have a half set of chromosomes. What do you mean by half set of chromosome? If you will take a look on this one, okay, here This chromosome is double, but look at this one. Here we have only one chromosome, okay, a half of it. So here what will happen? A chromosome from father, chromosome from mother, they fuse in process of fertilization. So the nucleus of this one will fuse with nucleus of this one. They will fuse together. They will form a zygote. A zygote, it's a cell that has a complete set of chromosomes from both father and mother. So after fertilization, the chromosomes of male parent combine with the chromosome of the female parent. So here what happened now? This is father, this is mother. Here it's the offspring. Now this offspring, again, why? It's sharing features of both parents because she got chromosomes, which she got features from both parents through their chromosomes. 3.5. Selective breeding. What do you mean by selective breeding is sometimes, for example, let's say you have an animal with some good features and you need to make this to increase this feature. For example, let's say that you have a flock of sheep. You want to improve the length of the wool, okay, that your sheep produce. This it's what would you do? Okay, here what will happen? You will choose the rams, male sheep, and ewes, female sheep, that have the longest wool. Breed these rams, breed these rams and ewes together. You would not let any of the other sheep breed together. So here what will happen? You will choose the animal with the wanted features to breed. So you will keep breeding always the animals that have the good features, the features that you are looking for them. This is what do you mean by selective breeding. Selective breeding. Selective here, it means selecting. It comes from selecting. You will choose, you will select which organisms, which two animals will breed with each other. We have another kind of breeding, another kind, we call it natural selection. Here, from the name, natural selection, here what it's happening naturally. For example, if you will take a look on these giraffes, you will see they differ from each other by the length of neck. So, which one will survive? Okay, here we have the trees, okay, and here we have giraffe, but with different neck, okay, the length of neck, it differ. So now this one, the first one, will not be able to reach the food. Second one, same thing. Third one, same thing. And fourth one, the fourth one, it's reaching. So now what will happen? These two will be able to get food. When they will be able to get food, that means they will survive. But the rest of the giraffes will not be able to get food. So at the end, will die. So here, what happened? The two organisms, that the one who are well adapted to the environment will survive. This kind, we call it natural selection. Natural selection in action. So here we have an example of bacteria. In a population of bacteria, not everyone is alike. By chance, one may have a gene that makes it resistant to an antibiotic. What do you mean by this is, when we get sick, that's mean, for example, when we have a pathogenic bacteria in our body, we will be sick. Then, to get rid from this bacteria, you will take some antibiotics. Okay, these antibiotics will eliminate the bacteria. But sometimes one kind of bacteria, look at this one, this kind of bacteria will be resistant to this antibiotic. What's that mean? This antibiotic will not be able to kill it. Then here antibiotic is added, which kills the bacteria that are not resistant. So the red one, the red bacteria, all of it died. But if you look at the other one, the blue one, it doesn't. At the end, the resistant one can now multiply and form a population of resistant bacteria just like itself. So here is another example of natural selection in action. Here what happened, the bacteria, we didn't let the bacteria to reproduce. The bacteria, it reproduced just by itself. It was well adapted for the environment. It protects itself from the antibiotic, and then it becomes resistant to this antibiotic, and now it's able to reproduce and make more bacteria. So this was the most important things about Unit 3. I hope you get benefit from it. If you have any questions, please just text me. Thank you.